How are we all doing today? We made it. Last day of the weekend. Okay, I guess I'll just turn it all the way up. I'll just turn it all the way up then. Sam was going to unhook. He's leaving us. Okay. We'll be here though. We'll be here. You're hanging out on the deck. You're hanging out on the deck in February. It's finally almost warm. That's amazing. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. We're getting snow today. Okay, Bonk and Kimmers were first. Thank you very much, my friends. Bonk is trying to stay safe in California through all these crazy storms. So let's send some good vibes his way, okay? Checker, how are you doing today? Just chilling, hanging on the deck. Sure having a good one. Sounds like they got everything sorted up at work for Sam, so I don't think he'll be coming home. They got lots of fuel coming in these next few days, like 14 planes or something in the next day or two. Just for fuel. I strip for pastries. It's good to see you, dude. How are you? And you're saying, so prawn salad is actually like a salad roll. So I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's something that you wrap in rice paper. So it's like a salad in a rice paper roll, let's say. It's very basic though, like it's nothing too fancy. It's something that I always make when I'm craving like healthy food, because yesterday's meal was like really heavy and rich and decadent, but it was so perfect. Michael, how are you doing? Welcome in. Mish, did you have a good weekend? 90% of California just covered in clouds. That's brutal. I think we get snow starting. I was like trying to look at the radar and determine when it was going to be. Probably around 4 p.m. today. And they're saying like 1 to 3 centimeters. But last time they said that we got like 4 inches. So they're liars. It's rainy and dark where you are. It's 9 p.m. already. Holy smokes. Welcome in though, Nightwalker. You call them? Yeah, condom rolls. Because the wrapper has the texture of it. Well, I mean, have you ever eaten one? Because how would you know the texture? Okay, it's like a similar rubbery sort of thing. But not when you eat it. But I see what you're saying though, because I mean, we all think it, right? Food can be very phallic. You've eaten condoms? That's what I was asking, Bonk. You just ate burgers, Mish? Kim had nasal surgery earlier this week. Ah, so you were taking care of a human. Wait, these are things we don't think of when you have nasal surgery, so his taste buds are destroyed? Are they gonna come back though? Are they gonna come back though? I hope. Okay, we also have to send Kim some good vibes through the internet too. You did walk into it, Bonk. I'm sorry. I'm like on one today. I don't know. It's Sunday. I slept really good and got up early. Hi, Yet It Is. How are you doing? Okay, so pretty easy stream today, like I was saying. And very healthy food as well. And maybe I can even say, like, I'll just make the salad rolls actually when I'm craving peanut sauce. I'm like a sucker for peanut sauce, and yeah, every now and then I just get a huge craving for it, and this is one of my favorite things to eat with it. Other than I would maybe say like a chicken saute, but that takes a little bit more effort, and I like that like grilled rather, so it's better to do in the summertime. Even though these are called like sometimes summer salad rolls, but we're making them in the winter. Brings a lot of color into your life too, though, when you add all the vegetables into the rice paper. It looks really nice as well. Brings a little bit of spring into your life in the middle of winter. Walter Mellon, how are you? Last day of the week's work was yesterday, Michael, so you don't go back until Tuesday. Nice. You get a Sunday, Monday off. I actually always liked having like one day not regular off on the weekend. Because then it's not as busy if you go out and like run around errands, right? Because everyone's already back at work. It's the best. Mish, his nose is huge from the swelling. It looks lovely. That's a very loving way to say it. Mickey, the pizza went well. What kind of pizzas did you make? I heckin' love pizza. Peanut sauce, say less, right, Squidge? Like, right? Today's the day. It looks like he fell on his face. Poor Kim. Poor Kim. Okay, menu. Lots of veggies. Lots of rice things. We got 2 actually rice things that we're gonna be using today. This is the rice paper. So it comes in these round little wrappers, and all we have to do to use it later is actually just dunk it in warm water. You don't have to put it in boiling water or anything like that. Just a bowl of warm water. And yeah, it softens up in a couple seconds, and then you can wrap up whatever you want inside of there. Another popular protein to put in there can be chicken. I've seen pork, beef, even I think like eggs I've seen inside of a salad roll. Or if you don't eat meat at all, you can also just keep them vegetarian, and that's really good too. You made pepperoni and cheese? Heck yeah, just like a classic, hey? Did you share with your parents? You're glad you just ate. I won't make you hungry, right? And then just to like bulk out the rolls, I don't often do this, but I think today I will. Oh, good one as well, Bonk, is replace the meats with like any vegetarian protein options like tofu. What else is there? Like seitan, I think it's called. And then what is the other one that's like fermented soybeans put together? Because I have actually had that and we made it at work once and it's so dang good. I was surprised. But yeah, to bulk out the rolls, we also have to soften up some vermicelli noodles, also rice-based. So this is all gluten-free today, other than the soy sauce that we're gonna use in the peanut sauce when we make it. So lots of fun veggie chopping. We might get the mandolin out for a couple things. Let's see. Hi, Simo. How are you doing today? Welcome in. It's been a while. Yes, tempeh. That's the word. Sometimes food words are hard when you know a lot of them. Tempeh. So yeah, because that is like a fermented product, I just feel like maybe it's a little bit easier for you to digest as well. But I would still eat those things in moderation, just because eating a lot of soy apparently raises your estrogen levels. But yeah, just everything in life in moderation, right? We always say that on stream. Just put that in your whole life. Kiwi, who doesn't love summer rolls? How was your weekend, dude? A great snack, fresh raw veggies, right? So I'm gonna like prep a bunch of extra veggies for myself to have in the fridge. There'll probably be extra shrimp left over for today. And then tomorrow for lunch, I can just like whip up a couple rolls. I have seen some recipes say that you can make them ahead of time, but we've tried to do that before and they seriously just fall apart overnight in the fridge. And let's be honest, once you have everything prepped, it doesn't take that long to actually roll it together. So don't prep it ahead of time because you'll just be kind of frustrated the next day, honestly. That's from what we saw, and like we did our best to keep it proper in the fridge, right? Are there other sauces that go with the rolls? I think you can make a bunch of different other sauces. One that I was thinking today that could also be good is like a sweet and sour like ginger scallion sauce to dip into it. I've made that before on stream and that's really yummy. Or even something like, this isn't gonna be a Thai sauce, but more Vietnamese, like a nuoc cham. So the fish sauce that's like kind of sweetened as well. That's so good. Or yeah, like Bonk said, I so wish I had a bottle in the house, a sweet chili sauce. I guess we could make that ourselves though. Probably not that hard. I probably have all the ingredients to make my own sweet chili sauce. Just honestly, why is it so much better when you do buy it from the store? There's one brand that is so good and garlicky. Oh, nice. Kiwi was saying have these summer rolls with like a green iced tea. Yes. So refreshing, right? Nice. Simo, you just been working a lot. It happens in life. I understand. But But yeah, now it's time to wind down. I'm glad you came here to hang out. Moderation, Walter. You had a baby shower yesterday, ended up consuming close to a dozen chocolate chip cookies. Just like accidentally, right? Because you're just talking to people, and if you're just standing there, well, it just pops into your hand and then into your mouth. I don't know how it happens. Now you're feeling it though. Hi, Palooza. How are you doing? In Thailand, they make an awesome sauce that you've had, Kiwi. Just mayo and wasabi. Wasabi mayo is delicious. Yeah, that's true. Goes with a lot of things, actually. Especially seafood, though, I would say that. Like salmon with wasabi mayo. So dang good. Alright, I'm gonna pop up this recipe for my own self. We're gonna get started. Wasabi or mustard and salmon is such a good one too. It's true, Mr. Krabs. Even like just mayo and any seafood is good, right? Okay, I want to read a little bit of history of these salad rolls because that's interesting. You like an orange dill mustard on your smoked salmon bagel? That would be good. That would be good. Okay, so they're saying salad rolls are actually a Vietnamese dish traditionally, and I would say that is accurate to say. It's probably been adopted in Thailand because they are in close proximity to each other, right? So maybe a few of the ingredients that they use in the salad rolls vary from which country makes it, but they are all very similar at the same time. So traditionally consists of pork or prawn, vegetables, rice vermicelli, and other ingredients wrapped in a rice paper round. Unlike other spring roll dishes, which are believed to originate from China, the Vietnamese one is a national creation with the rice paper. Straight mayo doesn't do it for you. Well, I always put like something else with it. Like I'd mix herbs and lemon into the mayo or something like that. You don't like tartar sauce? Have you ever made it yourself? I am a sucker for tartar sauce. Holy shit, Kimmers. What the heck? I get new books in my life? Is this what I get for finishing my first book of the year today? A coincidence. Thank you so much, Kimmers. Now I get to buy 2 new books for my life that are actually really important for our future. I have 2 homestead books that I've been wanting to purchase and like actually start getting into doing it, even if you're just in an apartment, guys. You have to start sometime, right? So thank you for donating that money for that, Kimmers. So I was saying I just ended my first book of the year. One of my goals is to read like 1 book every month for this year. That is not something I have done since I was like a teenager. So the book that I finished today was called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And it was okay. Like I've seen a lot of hype around this book. But I will say maybe it's just the audiobook portion because I've been listening to it on Audible while I'm like doing other things. I didn't love it that much. I didn't think it was like that amazing of a book that everyone else thought it was. I don't know. What did you think, Trekker? Like, I loved his stories and perspective, but I had a different idea of what it was going to be. Hi, Matthew. Welcome in. Matthew's here, guys. Don't worry. It's a good book. Like, I'm glad that I did read it or listen to it, but I definitely wouldn't pick it up again. Kiwi, it's only been a month and you've devoured 5 or 6? I love that. Well, I'm just really proud of myself for doing 1 already. Did I give an F when I read it though? Right? Now I'm getting judged. You recommend Think Again by Adam Grant? I do actually have a couple Adam Grant ones in my library. So maybe that's gonna be one that I pick up next. So I'm trying to do like one that's kind of serious and then one that's like a little bit more light, just so that you don't get like too crazy about self-help, right? Like you don't always need to be helping yourself. Just live your life sometimes. You're cooking right now too? What are you making? Okay, I'm gonna switch it to the cutting board. Actually, wait, first we will make our prep list because there is like quite a few things that we are chopping up and doing today. And the shrimp for today, let's quickly talk about that because there is so much shrimp available in the grocery store now. I was almost overwhelmed with how many different frozen shrimp options are available to buy. And they're like all different prices and they're all prepared differently, right? So it's like, okay, which one should I get? Well, I am pretty particular about my seafood now. Is I do try to get it like raised sustainably, let's say. And that's not that hard to find anymore. It used to be pretty difficult to find, but now you can see the Ocean Wise label or something similar to that on a lot of the frozen seafood. So this is like one of the more expensive ones, but it's also raised the best, and I find it's like the best quality meat for shrimp is the Argentinian kind. So this is what I picked up. The bag was $10 for 300 grams. So I'll probably get a good couple portions out of this. But I also find like shrimp is quite satiating when you eat it, that you don't need to eat a ton of it. Right? People always think like shrimp is a healthy thing, but it actually has a lot of cholesterol in it. So that's why it's actually not recommended to like have on a diet. So that's what we're gonna use today. So it looks like they're just like deveined, but we're gonna have to peel them up. We might make a quick little shrimp broth on the side from the shells, then just pop that in the freezer for another time. But yeah, there's something about the meat in the Argentinian shrimp is like not as rubbery and chewy. It's more similar to like how the texture of like a chicken breast is or something like that. So if you've never tried Argentinian shrimp, and I will tell you this, like my grandma is the one that put me onto these. What? Try it for yourself. The shrimp in Arizona is crap. Yeah, that's why I was saying there's lots of different varieties of shrimp. Like I was also noticing some were saying it was Pacific wild shrimp, where other shrimp is raised in warmer waters, so it tastes more muddy. These are all things that you have to educate yourself on, right? And if you don't know it, you could buy the wrong thing in the store, and then you think that all shrimp is gonna be like that, which is not the case. Our Wester. Okay, so I'm catching up after that big spiel I just made. You made the mushroom soup last night and your boyfriend loved it? Nice. 'Tis the mushroom soup season, I will say that. Gabe, how are you doing this weekend? Yeah, that is right, Bonk. It is dietary cholesterol, which isn't the same as blood cholesterol, but still everything in moderation, right? Yum, Swedish meatballs. That's like a good Sunday dish for sure. You bulked the rice up with cabbage and carrots. Nice. You bulked the mice up. You're just like cooking mice over there in Estonia. Don't worry, I saw past it. You went to Costco yesterday, got some cool stuff. What's like the coolest thing you got? Nice, Mr. Krabs. It's good to learn about your health and the food, right? So they don't translate 1-to-1 for the cholesterol, but higher dietary cholesterol will eventually equate to higher blood cholesterol. That being said, cholesterol isn't dangerous. It's the inflammation that sets the spark for the cardiovascular disease. Yeah, inflammation is so bad for you. It's true. That's what we were talking about turmeric tea yesterday and how good it is to keep your inflammation down. You got a gaming desk? Sick! You were using a plastic table for a year? Yo, we've been there too. Is it like a desk that goes up and down or just a sedentary one? I mean, either way, it's always nice to upgrade. Totally do, Torino. I totally do. Remember when you can get a huge package of shrimp? Like the shrimp tray? He's saying for like $5, just crush the whole thing. Shrimp rings were like legendary at potlucks. Yaren011, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Okay, so let's get into it. We need to chop some veggies, make a sauce, soften up some rice things, and I think for cooking the shrimp, we are going to boil them today in a court bouillon. You guys know what that is? I was trying to think about how I wanted to cook it. I don't want to pan fry the shrimp. I don't want to roast it. I don't really want to steam it because that's boring. But I always find that cooking shrimp in a court bouillon really adds nice flavor to it, especially if you plan to eat it cold, which this is a dish where you eat the shrimp cold. Your desk is made of copper? That sounds nuts. Also very expensive. Holy heck. Okay, so veggies that I'm putting into these today, we're gonna shred some cabbage. Or if you don't like how crunchy cabbage is, you could just do lettuce as like a buffer too. We have carrots that we will julienne really nice and fine. Or you could also like shred it on a box grater if you wanted. We have cucumber that we'll make into nice thin slices. I also have avocado, which is one thing I don't think I have ever had when I've bought a salad roll, but I think would be really delicious with the shrimp. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit of avocado in to use it up. I will say it looks really good if you have a purple cabbage to use in these too. Some other things that I have put, and I almost forgot to add the sweet peppers. I have a bunch of peppers to use up in these too. I have like thinly sliced snap peas to go in there when I had extra. I don't think I would put anything wet like a tomato because it's gonna make the rice paper really soggy and fall apart. So definitely go with the more like crunchy veggies, let's say. Yeah, right? Like I'm wondering, would I rather just put the avocado together with the shrimp or make separate rolls with avocado instead? Or what if we just do like a little bit of diced avocado on the side to like spoon onto the roll when you eat it? There's so many options, right? The desk isn't adjustable, but it has lights. You can change the color. Love it. The RGB. Avocado sashimi. Hey, we pay a premium for that. I'll tell you. Kiwi, you're hilarious. I love your stories. Speaking of health, my latest body modification is done. Dropped 100 pounds and put some hard definition in my muscles. Wonder what to do next. Perhaps try to grow a tail or something. You're done, dude. That's it for you. You're complete. Okay, once we get all the veggies done... I don't even know if we're going to start with the veggies. I think we should cook the shrimp first so it can cool off. I'm just going to write everything down and then we'll just cross it off as we finish it. Because really, at the end of the day, we just need everything prepped and ready to go into the roll. 100 pounds is pretty crazy. I mean, Samo has lost that before too and more. It takes a lot of effort, I will say that. And like, not effort from other people, literally just your own self. And I would say it's mostly mental. Okay, our rice paper for softening, and same with the vermicelli. That's it, guys. Our peanut sauce. Love it. Can you substitute lettuce with dandelion greens? I mean, keep in mind that the dandelion green is going to be a little bit more bitter than the lettuce, right? But by all means, you can substitute your greens with whatever you want. You want to gain pounds, but the good kind? You gotta eat lots of protein, which is so expensive. So expensive. Okay, I'm gonna pop up the recipe just on the side for myself. This is what I think we'll do, is we will peel the shrimps and get them ready, and then we'll make the peanut sauce, because I feel like the peanut sauce should sit for a little bit. Marry all those flavors together. And then we'll prep the veggies last so that they stay nice and crunchy and fresh too. You're a college student? Yeah, good luck with that. You'll get sick of eggs, let's just say that, because that's like the cheapest protein out there, right? Is eggs. Sprouts would go so good, Torino, it's true. These are huge, by the way. I didn't think these were gonna be that big. What the heck? We're gonna have to like cut them in half. Cut them in quarters even. That's why I said they're like so dang meaty. So I'm also just gonna get a little pot beside myself to put the shells right into. Make a little shrimpy broth. They aren't shrimp, they're prawns. This is also true. Look at this. Like, I don't have small hands. Oatmeal is a cheap protein, but oatmeal, like, rises your glucose levels. So a lot of people are saying, like, to limit your oatmeal consumption now. And especially because oats are mostly sprayed with glyphosates. Gotta make sure they're non-GMO. This looks so delicious though. That's just something that I've learned recently. And I will say, like, I have a lot more energy when I don't eat as many oats, because I was eating them every day, like half a cup in my yogurt bowl. Now I've switched to like only having them once a week. It's like, whoa. Hey Blondie, how are ya? I know everything about shrimp, Torino says. Shrimp kebab, shrimp gumbo, shrimp salad, shrimp spring rolls. Right. Oh, I almost went the wrong way. Oatmeal reduces your zinc uptake because of the phytic acids. Yes, those phytic acids, those are the ones. Didn't choose the shrimp life chose me. So I see I'm like not the only one that's like on one today. I love it. You can find shrimp in the desert? What the heck, Blondie? Always, right, Bonk? Oats, they'll lower your blood cholesterol, but they'll raise your glucose level. Yeah, so I'm also cutting out like oat milk at home too because of that. It's like just putting oat milk in your coffee instead of regular milk. Just spikes your glucose level first thing, and then you wonder why you're crashing at like noon. I will say buckwheat is a very interesting flavor, Kiwi, but yeah, it has a lot of health benefits. I'm literally doing this the opposite way, but I don't care. We'll fix it afterwards. As long as they're separated, that's all that matters. Right? I still love oats, so I eat them too. Just not as much. Buckwheat cabbage rolls? Are you saying you replaced the rice and cabbage rolls with buckwheat, Torino? I knew there was a sneaker under there still. Yeah, it is so interesting. I think coffee really affects everyone different too. Okay, so now I'm just gonna literally switch this. And then we'll pour in all the juice too, right? Okay, they're peeled, they're ready to go, and it's always good to like do that first because a lot of times you buy shrimp frozen and they can stay frosty for a long time. I'm just gonna wash my hands, wipe the board. And I think I'll just leave those to the side because we'll be cooking them pretty soon here instead of putting them back in the fridge. Yes, shrimpy stock is happening. I haven't really decided yet what I'm gonna do with it. I might just keep it in the freezer after it's done. And we can make a chowder or something coming up with it. That's what I usually like to do. But yeah, if you've never made a shrimp stock before, it's a pretty cool thing. Like the water, when the shells start to cook in it, goes like nuclear yellow. It's the craziest experience. Just gonna pop that on the stovetop to get going. Is it the coffee that's affecting you or the caffeine? That is like always such an interesting question, right? I think it's more the caffeine for most people. It's not just coffee. Okay, peeled the shrimpies. Our peanut sauce. So we need peanut butter, water. They do honey, lime juice. I'm gonna do lemon juice because I didn't want to buy lime since I had a ton of lemon juice to use. But I will say lime juice adds like a nice little kick. What else? I usually kind of make mine spicy too, so I'm gonna take out the hot sauce because I like a spicy peanut sauce. And then I'll go grab a couple things from the pantry. Oh yeah, she didn't add any soy sauce. That's weird. That's usually how I add like the salty part in the peanut sauce. That's so interesting, Mr. Krabs. I mean, I can literally only have one coffee a day. Otherwise, I am like jittering off the wall. So I feel you on that one. Okay, I'm grabbing over here some like mirin, just for a bit of sweetness in the peanut sauce. And I'm also going to bring over a little bit of vinegar. Maybe we'll go with the lemon first and leave the vinegar for now. And obviously the peanut butter. Okay, so I switched up a couple of the things that she used. Are you dying? Please don't die. Okay, we're just gonna mix it in this container. And yeah, the interesting ingredient in this one, which most people wouldn't expect, is you do water this sauce down with literally water to make the peanut butter not as thick. And so then I usually mix the peanut butter and water first until it's the right consistency. Maybe keep it a little bit thicker because you still have to add more liquids after. And then from there, you can like start to flavor it, right? You don't want to add the water once you've already added all the other flavorings, right? Because then it's going to dilute it and you'll have to add it again after. So we're doing a natural peanut butter. It's creamy. But I will say it's like not fully like smooth like how the Kraft peanut butter is. It has a little bit of texture in there. And I like that actually. Do I have ADHD? Oh, 100% I would say if I like went to get tested, I know that I do. And that's something I've only really noticed like maybe the past like 3 years or so. You're autistic? I honestly think there could be a side of that too. And like one thing I've read is women hide it really well. So you never know. It's something that I've thought about going to get tested. You have to do a lot of research because it's not common for adults. Right? They usually only do the testing when you're a kid and that's it. Okay. I was just like stirring it so it wasn't super chunky because you know how it separates sometimes. So they're saying like 1 cup of peanut butter for how many rolls? 30? They're making 30 rolls? That's insane. We're not gonna make that many. Go a little bit more though. You gotta like scrape it off, otherwise it gets really sticky on there. I think we'll hold on to that spoon for later. I would say that's half a cup worth. Doing half the recipe because there's no way I'm making 30 salad rolls. That's insane, Kiwi. I love when people share stories like that. It's like such a touchy topic. Right? The meme when you want to make pasta for one person, just end up with a pot for like the whole neighborhood. You're like, what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna run the water so it warms up. We live on like the far side of the building, so I'm pretty sure the hot water tank is literally on the other side. So while it's running, I'm just going to grab a little whisk so we can stir this all together. You got diagnosed with autism at 31? See, it's never too late. And like, even if you go to get a diagnosis and you end up like not having it, that's not a bad thing, right? You didn't waste your time, at least you know. Is this even gonna stir together? So at first it gets like thicker. And then as you mix it together, it like thins out, you'll see. It's honestly the weirdest thing. It's always confused my brain a bit. Need to like tap out this whisk. But I don't want to yet because I know it's gonna smooth out here in a sec. See? It goes like thin and then thick again. So they seriously said for like the 1 cup of peanut butter, they used half a cup of water. It's a 2-to-1. I would say this should do it this time. I added quite a bit more. That is an interesting point, Bonk. Yeah. Maybe, like, we're literally all on the spectrum at some part in our mind, right? Just how are you gonna diagnose everyone with that? Camera's frozen? I don't know, it's showing good on my side. Is it good, guys, or is it broken? So now I'm just stirring this together. Look, it looks like whipped peanut butter almost. Refresh worked? Okay, thank you very much. Look how good that looks now. It's like I've had so many different peanut sauces in my life. Some are so thick that you go to like dip your thing in and everything falls into the sauce and sticks in it, and then you don't have any sauce on your thing. Or it's so thin that it doesn't stick to it at all, right? It just all runs off. You're like, what the heck's the point of that? So it is important to get the consistency right, which is why I said start by doing this step first, because now look at this. We can add some liquids to it. It's just like nice and light and airy, easy to dip into. We are putting heat in. Maybe that's where we'll start. Our homemade hot sauce, Chipotle Buffalo, which actually has some lime juice and garlic, a little bit of cumin, but like that flavor is not gonna affect the peanut sauce. So yeah, we're gonna spice up our life. I'm just feeling it today. Someone had to say it. No, I love it. Please never hold back. Yeah, right, Bonk? You've had peanut sauces where you literally need to ask for a spoon just so you can eat it. So this is the lemon juice I just mixed up. Cut through the richness of the peanut for some seasoning, some saltiness, and then I also like how deep it makes the color, just a bit of soy sauce. And then for balancing, a bit of sweetness, just some mirin. It's a sweet mirin though, so it's like kind of syrupy. Let's see how that tastes all together. You don't think you've ever had peanut sauce? I got really obsessed with it in Thailand, I will say. Like, I for sure had peanut satay at least once a week, I would say. With chicken or like beef. We could maybe thicken this one up a little bit more. Might add a touch more peanut butter now, but I think it's better to like have that base flavor and then have to thicken it rather than dilute it, right? Because then that really messes with all of the other flavors that you added. Okay, I'm grabbing a little spoon. You can try it. I mean, doesn't look too bad. It might also thicken up it when I put it in the fridge, right? Yeah, we'll have to add more peanut butter because that didn't really taste like much. So because we're adding all these liquids, right? No, it looks like super light. It looks really light, Torino. Yeah, right, so I was also thinking about this because they called it a Thai salad roll, and we know that Thai food has to have certain designations for it to be considered Thai. There's like 5, right? It is salty, sweet, sour. What's the other ones? Bitter and spicy, I'm pretty sure. So you have to make sure whenever you make Thai food that you cover all of those flavors. Otherwise, yeah, you can't really consider it Thai. Okay, now I'm gonna go grab more peanut butter. The umami. That's always an important one too. Okay, I'm making peanut sauce now for the whole neighborhood. See, there's a reason why I didn't get rid of the spoon. Let's add like that much more, I think should be perfect. The lime is really good. I know, Kiwi. The lime juice actually is really good. I have some lime juice in the hot sauce I added. But I wasn't buying limes if I had lemon juice to use. I'm being really picky of like how I grocery shop right now. If you were to be like really traditional, you could also use some tamarind paste, which I do have some of that if it's like, oh, it's not as sour as I like. I always thought that tamarind paste would be like sweet and sour, like how fresh tamarind is to eat. It is so dang sour. It'll make you pucker up big time. Okay, that looks good. But now we have to retaste it again, right? We just added a bunch of things. Should I just keep that there, I guess? Okay, it's getting there. We're getting really close. I'm gonna start with salt first. So more soy sauce. Because salt is the flavor that like brings everything else forward to your palate, right? So if you're lacking salt first, well, everything else is also gonna taste like it lacks. Would PB2, like the powder, work better than this? You could totally make the peanut sauce with that peanut powder. I've used that before. I don't know if it would make it better. But you could totally interchange with that. See, that like literally brought everything else out. Okay. I think I just want to hit it with this little bit more acid. Because salt and acid are also balancing flavors together. Most people think you use sugar to balance out salt, but it's actually acid. So mix that in, and then that should be perfect. We'll let it sit in the fridge while we make everything else for our salad rolls. Wait, you guys bought an apartment in Bangkok because you go to Thailand that much? Do you ever rent it out? I really need to take Samo to Thailand. I gotta take him when it's not like super hot because he would die. But that's still one of my goals in life. A slightly over-salted pot of food can sometimes be saved with lemon juice, right? People need to know these tips and tricks. Okay, I'm just gonna get a lid for that container. Holy, my shrimp broth is up. It's like foaming. What the hecky? You don't rent it, you share it between the three of you, so it's occupied pretty much all the time. That is so cool, and also very smart. Yeah, did you just accidentally oversalt your mashed potatoes? Which I will say is actually pretty easy to do, right? You're like seasoning it and you're trying it and you're like, hey, just a little bit more. And then that's like the one time was too much. You're like, oh shit. But yeah, lemon juice or like any other acid, right? I would say lemon juice probably has the nicest flavor. Will the fridge thicken it back up and turn it into a flavored peanut butter? So you have to think about all of the water that we added first, right? So that's why I did that as the first step. Because the water is going to not allow that to happen. And then same with all of the other ingredients, right? Is the soy sauce doesn't get hard, neither with the lemon juice or anything else. So yeah, to answer your question, no, it shouldn't get thicker. Not too thick to the point where you can't like dip into it, let's say, right? I don't know, let's see. Let's see what happens. What, it's 12:52 right now? Let's see how long it sits in the fridge and how thick it is when we take it out. Okay, peanut sauce, done. Next we're gonna work on cooking the shrimp. So you have to create a court bouillon, which is something that we're taught in culinary school. And no one really said anything when I was saying that word. So I'm assuming that not many of you actually know what it is. Kiwi. Otherwise, it ends up like a sailor stew with a sea breeze. I love it. Okay, so court bouillon. This is like a broth that we are taught to cook shellfish or seafood in. Is the base of it is water, and then what I like to usually put is like chopped up onion a little bit. I don't usually do garlic. But with the onion, we'll do some lemon juice and zest, peppercorns, bay leaf, and just like some sprigs of parsley in there. You don't have to chop it up or anything. And then we also add to it, like I don't have any white wine because we used it yesterday. But if you have a white wine vinegar, that is also a really nice option to use. So that is also what we're gonna add. And then yeah, you bring that up to a boil and you cook your shrimp in it, and all of those flavors are gonna flavor the shrimp. So it's not just like this bland piece of meat, right? Yeah, all of those aromatics as the base of the broth. And so this is how I would often cook our shrimp for steak night up at camp, because you have to cook a lot of it, right? So I have this big old pot of court bouillon, just like slowly kind of simmering through the whole night, right? From 4 to 8. And you just drop your shrimp in. What, a minute it takes maybe to cook your shrimp in the boiling water. Scoop it out, and then after that, I just toss it with like an herb and garlic butter. And it all melts in and coats it, and that was just like money. So you can serve them hot like that, but today we're gonna serve them cold. And I do mostly like to do this for the cold aspect. Like, even if you're doing like a shrimp cocktail. It just adds extra flavor that you wouldn't expect to be there. Let's get all of those aromatics. Oh yeah, we get to decipher whether this onion's actually good or not today, because Torino was mad when I said I was gonna bring it back. Ugh, Kiwi, you gotta feed the crab. So yeah, we cut into this onion yesterday, Bonk, and it looked like perfect, right, from the outside. And I will say, I really do take my time when I'm picking onions in the store. Like, I try to pick the best one. I don't know. We cut into it yesterday for stream, and there was that in the middle. So we were like trying to decide what we wanted to do. It's like, okay, do we take it back to the store? Because I just bought it 2 days ago. And then Torino's like, your Baba would be mad if you did that. So you should try to use what you can. I said, okay. You had to do some adulting errand running. It happens, Scoots, but you're home now. Nice and safe. Was it good, though? Okay, going to grab the bay leaf. Some other things. Here's my white wine vinegar. Boom. All my peppercorns are over by you guys. It's starting to smell pretty shrimpy in here. Turn that pot down a little bit. Now you have to shovel? No! That's the worst. Okay, I'm gonna fill this pot with hot water first. Just enough to, like, cook this amount of shrimp, right? It's not much. Then we'll add our flavorings and get it simmering. Dun, 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 dun. Less than half filled on that one. Okay, so this, literally just like drop it in the pot. Effortless. Couple of bay leaves. Let's do 3. The major interstate is closed. Ah. I hate when there's those like huge pileups that happen. Like 30 cars just smashing into each other. That was the white wine vinegar. Okay, let's get into this onion. So I'm assuming that this is like, if we cut down here, that's the only part that's bad. No! See? It's not. Bonk. Oh my goodness. Like, we think it's bad here when it snows and people can't drive, but it's like, come on, people, it's only rain. But sometimes rain is worse, right? Because hydroplaning and shit. That's so dang scary. You won't even expect it to happen. I mean, I was planning on driving out to the storage locker tomorrow, but I don't think that's gonna happen after it snows tonight. I'll be waiting until, I think, the week later. Where's Torino? I need to show him this onion. Love how angrily I said that. So we just chunk this stuff up. No fine dice or nothing like that. Right, Scooter? Yeah, sometimes we would rather do the snow than the rain. Totally. Maybe also that, right? Because, like, I don't know about you, Scoots, but I was born here in the wintry province, so it's all I've ever known. Sprinkling. Peppercorns. That was a pretty generous sprinkling. And then I don't usually put too much salt in here. I can put a little bit now. But usually I wait for this to come up to a boil before I taste it and, like, finish the seasoning. Because you have to think about treating this almost like a pasta water. When you season the water to cook your pasta, you have to season the water to cook the shrimp. Yeah, right? You can see the snow. Look at how good our stovetop looks. It's almost filled because I still have the lard over here, which I was thinking we could deal with together today too. But there's the shrimp stonk too. Everything's going. So let's turn this on like a medium-high heat and we'll put the lid on. And that's our shrimpers. It didn't go as yellow as, like, the Pacific shrimp tails do. Oh, yeah, Sam is saying this. If your food is too salty... I've never done this. This is interesting. Put a raw potato into the dish that's too salty, and it'll suck some of the salt out. What? Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna put another pot on the stove. I think we'll just use the kettle to make some hot water for the rice paper and noodles. Yeah, how do you add a raw potato to the mashed potatoes? Ah! Oh yeah, totally, Scooter, right? You're that person. Oh, no one's gonna be out. I'm totally going out today in the storm. And everyone went out thinking the same thing. No way. Our nudes and stuff. Wait, what the heck? They're, like, stained? Stained from the dishwasher? Okay, I'm not gonna use that bowl because I don't know what the heck happened to it. But anyways, I was preparing our bowls for softening the vermicelli mostly. So I'll use this as like our main hot water bowl. Because yeah, you can't do it into boiling water. The stuff will just fall apart. So we'll do our noodles first because those have to cool as well before we roll them. So then we'll take them out into this other smaller bowl. Let them cool, probably dress them with a little bit of water, or not water, oil. I read Bonk's thing to water and then I said it. And then that way they won't stick together. And then yeah, right before we're ready to roll is when we start softening the rice paper. And I just do that for every individual one. I don't soften them all ahead of time. Let's fill the kettle. It's been a minute since I used this. I'm just gonna give it a little rinse-a-roo for good measure. Nice. I could see you totally being that person, Kiwi. You're the one that goes out in the storm to save everyone. Haven't used it in so long, it's like, does it even work? Oh yeah, that's true, Sambo. Yeah, there was a group that we had on the island when we would get storms like what Bonk is dealing with. They were like a 4x4 group. So they would always just go out and like make sure the nurses and stuff could get to the hospital. Like, is anything even happening? I don't even know if it works. I guess we'll see. Did someone use it without water? What the heck? I'm grabbing ingredients while I'm waiting. Carrot. Cabbage. Cucumber. Why is there so much moisture? I don't like when the cucumbers get like wet in the fridge because then they'll go moldy quick. And this massive bag of peppers. Okay, so let's take out the veggies we actually need. What are we thinking, guys? To keep like all different colors, should I do the red pepper? Or the yellow one? Maybe yellow. Because the shrimp will be kind of red, I think, when we cook them. You said red, Kimmers? Okay, now you retracted it. Okay. I sold you on my thought process. Yeah, right? Is when you get all of that rain, what people don't realize is after the rain clouds are gone and you still have all the wind and stuff, that's when all the trees and power lines start to fall over. That's why I said we would literally get like stuck in our house when a big storm like that would come through, because it was just one single road to get in and out of the subdivision, and that's where the trees would always fall. That. Samo's chipping some ice. Nice. Getting a workout in. I'm like trying to think if this is enough of everything. I think so. It's really deceiving. When you start to cut up the veggies, you end up with a lot more. Oh, and to make it better, there was also a bridge that like every spring would basically flood every single time, Bonk. So yeah, you'd either have to make it over this bridge first and then try and get through all the down trees. It's like, good luck with that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy like living on the island, right? There ain't nowhere to go. Hi Greek, how are you doing? Welcome in. An 8x8? That's money, dude. Kiwi, have you seen the game SnowRunner? Because that's what I'm imagining all your cool trucks that you have over there in Estonia. Okay, I'm just going to grab the veggie peeler for the carrot. Is that a knock? Yeah. Honestly, sounded like it was upstairs. Greek says that's why you get a lifted truck. And it's true. Okay, so all of these veggies to go in the salad roll, it's really important that they're all prepared like really delicately. Like either shaved thin or shredded, something like that. One, so they don't like poke through the rice wrapper. And two, just so it's like easier to eat when you do bite through it. Not like a big chunk of carrot that you have to like bite through. Don't make it impossible to eat the thing. Your truck is good, Greek. Through anything except if the road is messed up and a raging river has taken over. Well, get the frickin' snorkel on there. What are you waiting for? If it's worse than 4 to 5 feet of snow, you got a few old bulldozers. What dozers do you have? Don't even get us started. We love trucks. I was thinking of using the mandolin for the carrot because I'm lazy sometimes. You have a snorkel? You're debating putting it on? I think you should definitely do it. Because then you're like set for whatever happens in the future, right? Then you won't be like kicking yourself. Man, I really should have put that snorkel on. Oh, I need the other blade. The other blade. I'm just gonna bring the whole thing over, I guess. And a winch? Oh, defo. Just do it all, right? We just gotta switch this to our nice fine blade for the carrots, the shredded one. And it looks like our court bouillon is starting to come up, but I do like to simmer it together for a little bit, just to soften the onions and stuff. You just get more flavor out, right? This in. Okay, nice thin setting. I'm just going to go grab my cut glove. Just going to grab my cut glove, chef. The only time I actually ever wear one. Dun 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 dun. Just popping the lid a bit on that court bouillon. And turning down the heat. Because she's simmering. Your 8x8 can wade through 3.5 meters of water. But the cab isn't watertight, so you're just like sloshing around. Pull out those stumps, Greek, with your winch. Yes. Yeah, just off-road in your own backyard, right? So even though I'm wearing a cut glove, like I'm still being really careful when I do this. Just like always this little level of fear with mandolins. And like I will say, me putting it on an angle like that does make it a lot easier to use. So this is usually when I stop And like I use this nub of the carrot as the handle. And like if you don't want to waste that, just cut it off. Like usually I just munch the bottom and that's it. The plans to buy a few acres. Yes, sir. And look at that. Yeah, I was saying to Sam, I was noticing actually the rental prices here are starting to come down a bit. And he's like, yeah, it's like $2,600 to rent a place in Vancouver now. Which is insanity. For like, what, 700 square feet? Not even. I think our apartment was like 5. Yes, that too, red syrup. Yeah, anytime grating cheese, that little nubbin at the end, that's the chef's snack. That's the bonus treat for the person preparing. That's what happens when you're the cooker. Right? That was so easy, Bonk. The mandolin. But the rest of this, we can totally just use our knife, right? Actually, I might use just the flat mandolin blade because I do love how consistent it slices something like a cucumber. Nice and thin. Kiwi, are you saying this tip because you yourself might have had a stump fly through the back of your car? Okay, let's get this other blade. I always rinse the mandolin right after because I find when the veggies dry to the blade, it's terrifying to try and wash it off after. Experience does breed wisdom, doesn't it? Okay, you've seen YouTube videos. Phew. I was gonna say, you've had some experiences. Where's my glovey again? So that's how thin it makes the cucumber, which I think is so perfect. And I'm not gonna scoop the seeds out of these small cucumbers because I find they're not nearly as watery as like a regular long English or something like that. But if you are worried about the cucumber making the salad real soggy, you could scoop out the seeds. I just don't see a point. That was it for that piece. It is that thin. And like, you can see how I don't use the mandolin really quickly. All of my swipes are calculated. The only thing we might have to do, which maybe we'll just do now, cut it in half. I think it's going to be too long for the rice paper to roll it up later. Yes, yeah, having a chainmail glove also works good, but one thing I find with the chainmail, because I've used those, is like the chainmail can get caught easily on stuff, especially like a mandolin. Sometimes it's scarier. Just having a peek at the pots. They're looking good. Okay. This one I'm not gonna worry about, I'll just munch on that later. Looking for nice lengths of pepper. Notice how all the veggies we're cutting are like very similar lengths as well. That's gonna make it easy when we go to build these salad rolls. So these, nice and thin too. I find it's easier to cut the pepper rather than mandolin it. Just because sometimes they can be like a little bit soggy, not super crunchy. And yeah, I always like to play around with the different colors of the vegetables that we put in the salad roll. You got what you call a shark glove for heavy butchering. The glove gives confidence. I will say that. Like, I was even thinking today before stream when I was putting my apron on. I was like, imagine how many, like, grease splatters and stuff this apron has saved all of my clothes from over the years of, like, streaming. There's a reason that we have those things, right? Okay, that... Can we fit the cabbage? Guys, so remember, like I was saying, the kettle I'm pretty sure is broken? I'm pretty sure the kettle's broken. It doesn't work. Okay, let's go over to this one. It works. What is wrong with that breaker with the toaster then? It went on blue light for a second, Wayne? What the hell? Okay, we're good. I just didn't have it plugged in all the way. What the hecky? The toaster blew the breaker. Yeah, I would say you have some wisdom, just like considering that you're alive right now, right? Darwin's theory hasn't succumbed to you yet. I'm literally just gonna like chunk off this top part of the cabbage. It's gonna be so easy for me to cut it like that. Just wrap it back up. We've used this cabbage so many times on stream. And still we've like barely even made a dent in it. This $10 is really going a long way. And that's actually why I guess I don't mind spending $10 on cabbage, because it does stay in the fridge really well. That is very true, Bonk. A lot of people seem to enjoy the tenets of insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. That's like me laughing, like when I go grocery shopping on Thursdays for a stream in the morning. It's usually really early when everyone's commuting to work, right? And they're always in a rush. It's like, work starts at the same time every day, and so does school. So why are you always leaving late? 3 avocados are $8 at your store, Greek. So I got 4 for $5 from Save On Foods for their 4 for $20 deal. Or I think it was 5 for $11 at Costco. It's just a Sam. They always leave late because they don't want to be there. I mean, we don't have a choice to go to school as a kid, right? I mean, well, some of us do. We just don't go. Oh, you skip it. But a lot of us have a choice to, like, choose where we go to work every day. Kiwi, you don't think cabbage lasts 2 days in your house? gets put through a meal or just chopped with a bit of salt for a snack. That's a massive cabbage though, and it's mostly just been like me around. Okay, so thinly shaving the cabbage too, right? We're almost at the building stage. We just gotta cook a couple things first. I have extra green onions from yesterday, like sliced up. I thought that might be yummy to like sprinkle into these. Look at how much cabbage that just turned into. Thanks, Siron. It is sharp. I think it can be better though. I was actually gonna go over it like next month, I think, when Samo's back. All right. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, you'll know the knife is dull when it starts to bounce off, especially things like pepper skin or apple skins, things that are tough. The knife will not want to go through it as easily. Okay, let's come over here. We're just steaming it up today. Just gonna put those veggies in the fridge so they stay nice and crisp. So now that this has simmered a little bit, I usually will strain out all of these aromatics just with a fine mesh strainer. And then, like I said, we can season it. I don't think that we put the lemon juice in yet either, so we can season it before we cook the shrimp with just some lemon juice and salt to make it complete. That is a great sentence, Greek. Yeah, that's what we're taught. A sharp blade is predictable. A dull blade is not. Right? You don't know what's going to happen when you're using a dull blade. It can slide off of things really easily. Possible injuries. That's so good, Kiwi. Yeah, we always love having fresh veggies around here too for snacking. Mostly always like tomato, cucumber, peppers, carrots, stuff like that. Okay. Usually I just like fish this stuff out. I don't know if it's gonna be really easy to do. I'm just gonna grab a little spoon. It already smells good in that pot. That's good enough. Like, you don't have to take every single thing out. If I was gonna be using this for a few hours, sure. Where do I want to put this? Because I think we need this scoop to take the shrimp out. No, I guess we don't. We're A-okay. Okay, so now take that spoon. Taste the broth. And how your court bouillon should taste is like sweet and like sort of acidic and herbaceous. The flavor from the bay leaf and peppercorn and onion is really good already. I just want a little extra lemon flavor, so I'm gonna drop some zest in because all of the essential oils will make it taste extra lemony, and then just a little bit of lemon juice. This is just frozen zest that I have to use. Yes, yeah. You will know a dull blade if you were that kid that helped your mom cook dinner. Holy heck. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching, but you have gotten better over the years. Okay, I'm just putting a bit more salt in there. Okay, first things first. We're just gonna quickly come back over, soften up our vermicelli noodles before we cook the shrimpies. Hot water. Nice, Greek. It's a big thing, right? Like if you're always using a knife, you should know how to maintain it. It's like any other trade. Whatever tools that you use for your trade, you should know how to maintain them. Because it's those tools that make your life easier and your time enjoyable. The ones that I can't stand is when they buy like an $800 knife and will never sharpen it. Trust me, I've seen it a lot. I'm just breaking off a little bit of the noodles, guys. I don't need a ton. But maybe these noodles actually will be really good to eat with the shrimp broth later, so maybe I will make a bit extra. Haha. Thinking. A little shrimpy noodle soup later? Oh my goodness. I need to get some tongs. Ugh. The smell of your hot wings in the court bouillon, it's like so acidic in here. Yeah. It's crazy. We're clearing our sinuses out, chat. Okay, we need a little longer. They're not softened yet. These are the thicker vermicelli, so it might take a bit of time. I mean, if that's the case, maybe we will go cook the shrimps. I just need to get my spider out. Get the spider. Red Syrup, you switched to a new chef knife with a more ergonomic handle, a lot sharper than the previous one. That is another thing we can say. Everyone always thinks buying a knife is all about the blade, but I would argue that it's actually more important with how the handle feels when you hold it. Because it should be comfortable if it's something that you're using for hours at a time, right? Because I will say, my first knife I ever bought is a Henckels. And I didn't know what I was doing, right? I was so young back then. But I thought, hey, this knife is still better than what they are like providing at culinary school. But yeah, the way that the knife blade was designed where you held it, is it literally like cut in to your hand right here. There was a sharp piece of metal there. And so like as I was learning to use this knife, oh man, it like tore up my whole finger. So I don't use that knife anymore. I should just sell it or get rid of it. But it is nice to have because it's like a really strong blade, I find. It's thick compared to like a shun blade is really thin and delicate. Not a professional chef, just has been cooking for a long time. It has curves. Ooh. Where do you buy knives? Justin says, can you get a good one from Macy's or Kohl's? I don't know the brands at Macy's or Kohl's because those are like American stores that we don't have in Canada. But like going with something maybe similar, you can get a good knife from there. Let's not say it's a great knife. But I would honestly, yeah, just suggest like instead of buying cheap knives multiple times over the years, just buy one good one for yourself. and then maintain it, and it will last you your whole life. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest to buy a knife from a department store. Okay, these are slowly getting soft, guys. I just want to like show you how long it takes. Yeah, like Greek is saying, like a place called House of Knives, or even go to a restaurant equipment supply place has good knives there. This is also true, Kiwi. Yeah, I did notice that our place where we would pick up barbecue stuff, they started to carry some very high-end knives there. Bonk! Just like coming out there and saying it. Kate, that's too much work for people in the US. We're a disposable society. So you don't want to spend that money up front. Chicago Cutlery. I actually have heard really great things about that brand. Do they also make like cooking pans and stuff, I think? But yeah, I've heard like literally anything that comes out of Chicago or Detroit for cookware is actually really good quality still. Like my Lloyd pans, for example, are one of those things, and I won't use anything else to cook pizzas in. Good one, Mold Fish. I forgot about that because I haven't been in that store in forever, but in Bed Bath & Beyond, you can buy Henckels. They might also have other brands like Wusthof. But personally, I will say over the years, and this is like just for my own hand, is this knife is my absolute favorite. And yeah, anyone that I talk to that has a Shun, they're very happy with it. That doesn't mean that you have to buy one though. I'm just gonna like pick a little bit of this noodle off. No, it's still hard. You have 3 of the knives, the Shuns, Gabe? That's so awesome. I might get another bit going in the kettle here for the next round, just in case this water cools down a bit. And it'll make it hard for our rice paper sheets to soften. And then I'll go grab a little bit of oil for these noodles when they come out, because they will try to stick together and that'll make it difficult to distribute them. I'm just gonna do a bit of olive oil. I know the flavor is a touch strong, but it's good with shrimp and the veggies and stuff. Kiwi, you can't stand newer tools. Pretty much all your woodworking tools are like 100 years old. Maintained by you, except the axes. But even those you buy from Swedes, because they make some quality blades. That is so cool. So Gabe Michaela has some Shuns. They have a chef's knife, a Nakiri, which is like the straight kind of rectangular blade for veggie chopping. I also have a knife like that. It's just not a Shun. And yeah, the Santoku, which is this version. Love it. Your mom has a crazy folded steel semi-Damascus one. It's so thin. Greek. 65 years old. Is Henckels the same as J.A. Henckels? Yes. Although I think the J.A. Henckels is higher end than the just Henckels. I could be wrong though. Are we there yet? "30 seconds. Yeah, I have my grandpa's cleaver. That's a Henkel's. And I like it because that blade is so dang thick compared to like the Chinese cleaver that I got for Sam. So yeah, we'll use that Henkel's cleaver to go through bones like anything. You've even like had to use a mallet on the back of it one time. I think to like get through a pork rack or something. Butchering is fun though, like I'm still waiting on my proposal from that grocery store. But I don't think I'm gonna get into being a butcher. It looks like they're all filled, those positions. So I'll be doing something else there, and that's okay. I mean, let's be honest, when places open, there's also a lot of turnover all the time. So just because they are full of butchers now doesn't mean that people are gonna stay later. Like, I think from our team of 30 people that we opened the restaurant with in Vancouver, we, like, slimmed it down in 2 weeks to, like, 20. 10 people just gone like that. She restored the blade. I will say, like, I've had a little bit work done on this shun that I have. So I got a big chip in it once upon a time from cutting a carrot. I was actually so pissed. At least that's all I could think of what it could have been from. But yeah, I had my friend Scott, he took it home with him and like ground down the blade. And now it's perfect again. I was like, there's no way that I can do this and fix it myself. Tell you about the grocery store. So I've been trying to work at this grocery store that's opening here in like supposed to be a couple of weeks. I think they were trying to open for the mid-Feb, for the 15th. Yeah, it has a butcher shop. They're gonna have like a wood-fired pizza section, a pasta making area, fresh salads, all that sort of stuff. And it's being opened by a winner of Top Chef Canada and like a couple other famous chefs in Canada. I saw them in there when I went for my interview and I like stumbled into my friend who I haven't seen in forever. I seen Tony Wayne. Yeah. It was awesome. He was going home though because Chelsea was sick. Okay, let's toss this. I'm just gonna use my hand. So we just toss it with the oil just to make sure it doesn't stick while they are cooling off. And now we're gonna go over and cook our shrimpies. A 10-inch Damascus blade. That is large. An Italian steel blade. Where would you even find that these days, hey? That's cool. Okay, I also like turned up the pot while we were doing that because you do want the water to be simmering for the shrimps. Get the spider. And then get a container to put them into to cool off. I'm trying to think right now. I was having a thought process. Should we cut the shrimp up now? Or cut them after it's cooked? I think after it's cooked will be better. Because it's definitely going to be way too big to just put one of those in the salad roll. So I was going to just like cut them in half lengthwise. I feel like a lot of times when you cut meat before it's cooked in like its whole form, right? All the juices come out and you get a drier product. Okay, so drop these in. We know that it's cooked through when it starts to turn white, not translucent. I didn't realize how much this would cool down the water. I took off the lid and it stopped simmering. Yellow. Just do that. I mean, I'm not upset about poached shrimp either. It ain't no boil, it's a poach. Okay, so you just have the blade, Greek, but you need to get a handle made? Yeah, reclaimed wood and like a resin set. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna stir this really quick. It really looks gross when you cook shrimp like this, I will say that. It's not the most appetizing looking in the pot. The handle is gone, it's rotten. No. Well, at least you still have the blade, right? Just grabbing a little cutting board for the shrimps. I think they're done. We're good, guys. That's how quick that went. I'll scoop the smaller ones out first. Nice. Done. Complete. Hardest part of the day. Okay, so obviously they're rocking hot right now. We can't just grab them and cut them, right? Gotta wait a couple moments. But in the meantime, I think we will start bringing over all of our components for the salad rolls. She's like a Greek version of a Nona. That sounds really cute. Kiwi, before you bought the knife now, you used samurai knives made in Vietnam. But the same way that they make Japanese knives. Cool. That's not bad. 3 knives for like under 250 bucks. I would say that's not bad at all. They fold the steel. Yeah, that is so interesting. I need to like go and watch some knife making videos, I think, of these folded steel knives. The blades. Look at how meaty this is. I am so excited to eat this. Okay, so we're just gonna go along with our knife, like lengthwise cutting through this way. Just because this shrimp is so thick that it would be, yeah, too much to put in the roll. So then in each roll, you'll just put that instead. Get more surface area. And yeah, when we cut through it, look at the texture of them. I think it looks so cool. That's like naturally how they are. Yeah, that is true, Kiwi, right? Is like, to me, a 10-inch blade seems big, but that's why before when I said like the blade has to fit your hand, well, to you it fits it perfectly though. Also, cutting them now is gonna help them cool off quicker. If you're wondering what the yellow bits are, it's just lemon zest. Just tasty bits, really. Salt, pepper, oak. Thanks for that follow, friend. Welcome on in. That's why the Damascus knives have like the crazy designs in the blade then, because it's all folded together. Well, that makes sense. SFO Yogi, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome. Hope you are having a good Sunday. Damascus steel is folded. Yeah, I think that's what Greek was saying. Oh, there's a sneaky little bit of shell on there. Maybe it's a good thing that we cut them after, see? That would have been the worst. I need to try a piece of shrimp. It just must be done. I'm just gonna pop those in the freezer for a sec. Just to take the warm off. They're not gonna be like chilled. Just like a sec while we bring some other things over though. It really doesn't take long to cool shrimp off. Okay, see how we did. It's so like meaty. Like it's not rubbery or chewy. Why is that so different from the Argentinian prawns? It tastes good. I almost put too much salt. But I really think that flavor of the shrimp is gonna be great with all the raw veggies because they aren't really seasoned, right? Okay, so we'll need a plate beside us just to put the rolls that we make. And the peanut sauce is finished. It's already in the fridge. Turn this fan down now. Silence. I'm gonna pour out some of the water from our bowl for softening, just because it already was getting pretty cool. So now let's top it up. So we had the kettle on just moments ago. There's some more boiling water. You had a blacksmith make you a hunting knife from old drill bits? That is so cool. No, you can't just buy those knives now. You always need to get it handmade now that you have a blacksmith. Just makes sense. Okay, I'm just setting up a little station over here. I need extra room. So I usually just like put a sheet pan over the sink. As an extra counter, that's where this plate's gonna go. It's where it's gonna live. So we'll make like a little wrapping station in the center here. Our bowl is here. We dip the rice paper in until it's softened. I'm gonna do it right on the board because I find it doesn't stick too bad to the wood. And then yeah, I'll show you how to fill it up. Maybe while the shrimp is cooling, we can put our peanut sauce into a little container. Oh, and a little bit of green onion to sprinkle into these today, because I thought that flavor would go good with everything too. Your friend does blacksmith stuff, Greek? Yeah, when we worked at the brewery, one of the head brewers, the younger one, he was just getting into knife making at home. But we moved away before he had anything really completed. Okay, so this was the test. When did I say we put this in the fridge? Like an hour ago. So someone was worried that I was gonna get like hardened like peanut butter again. It didn't happen. I think I can just pour this though. Nice, he has a lathe. My broski has one. Yeah, he has one in the shop there. We didn't even need this spoon, but maybe we'll need it later for spooning the sauce. Sometimes I just like spoon the sauce into the roll rather than dipping. It's a bit less messy. Yeah, I need to make friends with a blacksmith when we start the commune. One thing about like being a chef, it doesn't take you long to meet people from other trades. I don't know what it is about that. You just cut cans open when you're hunting with that knife? That's really awesome. But yeah, it's made from drill bits. What do you expect? Okay. Shrimps are cooled. Where should we put them? Over here? Sure. Make a little assembly station. We'll put our rice papers over here. Obviously don't use the pieces of rice paper that are broken, right? I think these have went through a move. So they've seen some things. There's a lot in here, so I'm not too worried. Maybe I should have been, though. Oh god. Is there gonna be nothing that I can use in here? Guys, I think I fucked up. Hello? I'll cry. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make shrimp rolls because I want to use up all my rice paper. It's literally like falling apart. I checked them this morning though and they were okay. Okay, we're getting there. We're gonna be alright. Just some of the top ones were really bad. Crises averted. Okay, we can easily make 6, which I think is more than enough for today anyways. Do you see how red my face was? I got really scared. Imagine if they were all broken. I totally would have been that person. I guess we would have just cooked more vermicelli and made a vermicelli shrimp bowl, right? IRL stream to the store. Go, go, go. Like, you guys get anxious? How do you think I feel when everyone's watching me? Okay, this one is still janky at the top here, so we're gonna be gentle. Did I drop the F-bomb, Bob? I didn't even know I said it, see? That's when you know there's serious stuff happening. When I don't even know that, I swear. I hate like letting it go in the water because I don't like burning my hands when I go to dig it out. That's when you know it's serious. I'm sorry guys, I swore. Okay, go a little bit more. I've been loosening up. I started to like not care as much because I realized that like there's not a ton of kids that watch my show. But I am sorry if you do have kids and you do watch my show. Let me know, okay? I just think it's like more real. I am someone that expresses myself and swears sometimes, so why should I like always have to hold that back, right? Just for a few people. Okay, you guys can see the most difficult part is just trying to lay out the rice paper flat. We only have so many Fs to give, yeah. The F-bomb or similar is like every 5th word in your vocabulary. Well, that's what my assumption became. Okay, so I'm going to, how I like to usually roll these is like this way. So make sure we're going lengthwise like this, like horizontal. And okay, so usually we actually start, I was trying to remember how to do these, it's been a while. We start with like presentation side on the roll, right? Because when we roll this up, this is gonna be the nice side. We always put the seam to the bottom. So we always put the shrimp first and then everything else after that. Yeah, that too, right? Not many kids just want to watch someone cook food. They watch that all the time at home. Okay, now to bulk it out just a bit before I put the other veggies. Just a little bit of these noodles. Oh no. What next? Did you throw it because you're mad? Oh, okay. I thought it froze on you again or something. Oh lord. I'm gonna put a bunch of these cucumbers because they are so thin. Put the carrots next because I think it's better if they're not touching the rice paper because they're quite like hard, right? They can poke through easily. Let's put those in the middle. And then the peppers and then the green onion and we'll roll it up. Fluff those up. You don't like put a ton of green onion. Hey, Journey of Self-Discovery! You've been lurking while making air-fried wedges with oil, salt, ground pepper, thyme, roasted garlic, and rosemary. Yum! Well, thanks for popping in and saying hey. I hope everything turns out good. Or are you already munching on them? Okay, wait, this is kind of sticking. But not that bad. So this is where it was messed up on this side, right? The top of the wrapper. So we're gonna put that on the inside. Yeah, see? But I do like how this texture is really sticky because that means my wraps are not gonna fall apart. Okay, now a really important part is like keeping everything tight in here so it's not weird and loose. Push in the edges if you have to. So going off of like all of us being adults in here then, I'm gonna say what Bonk said earlier in the Stardust stream, where these look like condom rolls. It's hard to not have them turn out like that, right? It's hard to see through this one, but we got everything in there. Really nice. It's just the texture, yeah, but like, when you eat it, it's fine. It's just the texture when you're rolling it. But that turned out really good. Like, you can barely even see the seam. So you can, I think we can put a little bit more in, but you don't have to. Pop that on the plate, and we'll do our next one. Oh, it won't unroll. Yeah, there is no way that that's gonna unroll. It's so dang sticky, Greek. Ah! See this one? It's like cracking as they're sitting here. What the heck? I'm gonna try and get like 4 proper ones out of this. That was actually the whole premise of why I started the show, Kiwi. Is I called it Cook with Kate with that in mind, to like have people cook with me. But yeah, I guess I didn't really think about all the different time zones around the world, right? But you could always go back and watch the VOD and cook along that way too, which is cool. Okay, I have to really, really, really gently do this one. It's scary. And try and go faster too, so it doesn't stick too much. I think I'm gonna do 3 shrimps in them. I feel like 2 maybe wasn't enough. Yeah. Pro tips from Kiwi. You can always double wrap if you spring a hole. Where did I put all the noodles? Oh, right here. Literally beside me. Yeah, I don't know the people that eat at 9 p.m. That's like my cutoff for myself. I can't be eating a full meal at that time, though. I would never go to sleep. That's like literally my bedtime now is 9 p.m. You can drink till 9 p.m., Mickey? Oh, you can definitely do that. You're in Spain, Yogi? That is actually where this shirt is from. That I'm wearing. It's from Barcelona. I was trying to think like how old it is. I'm pretty sure it's 10 years old. It's like my favorite hoodie ever. I'm never getting rid of it until it's too holy. That's good timings, Bonk. Like, no food before, like, 3 hours before you're supposed to go to bed. That's a really smart one. I actually have a really fast metabolism. So I'm usually eating, like, maybe an hour or 2 before bed. Because I find that if I don't do that, I'll wake up, like, over hungry. And then you get a stomach ache and you actually can't really eat at that point. So I hate having that experience. So yeah, I just like eat a little bit more before bed, a good healthy snack, and then you're good. I find it's when you eat that junk food right before bed, anything sugary or salty, your body's just like working overtime to try to process it while you're sleeping. Oh, you're not there, but people eat late there. Yes, they do. Give me 1 sec. My nose is running. Okay. Like nothing even there, it's just like running. A wintry thing. Okay, we got 2. I'm gonna bulk up the next one. We can put some more in there. Well, yeah, I guess it would kind of depend on what time you work as well. Yeah, vegetarian food is really popular in India, Greek. They are holding up, Michael. We're gonna make it. Sometimes we just need a little scare every now and then. And so yeah, I just keep swishing it through the water until it's really soft like this. Almost like hard to hold on to. And like slap it down. Just those little top areas. Very delicate. Yeah, it's keeping us young, Bonk. Exactly. It is kind of. Hey, Kiwi? It's a bit hard to get it right. Well, I know a lot of people think when you're dealing with vermicelli or like any rice-based noodles or things is you have to like boil it. Well, that is definitely not the thing, right? Is you just go in nice hot water and that's it. So it could also be something kind of fun to make with your kids. Because, like, nothing is really hot where they'll get really hurt. Whereas, like, cooking can be kind of scary. That'd be so good, Bonk. Some Thai basil leaves. That's so delicious for an herb. Yeah, something about that, like, licoricey flavor with these rolls. That, or I've also seen them done with mint as well. But yeah, it's the middle of winter, right? Like, those things aren't in season right now. I mean, nor is any of these other veggies too, right? We could argue. It's true, Michael. Yeah, when it's wet, it looks like a wet paper towel. Okay, we bulked that one up. Or lime leaves? I've never seen them with lime leaves, Greek. I'm intrigued by that, though. I'm starting on this edge because it has a crack. But I think you could even just, like, stick it together like I just did. It, like, seals itself back up. Some kind of herbaceous kick. Well, I'm not gonna put the parsley in. My herbs today are the green onion. Hey. Like every salad roll you make is different when you wrap it. They never go the same. I could definitely never work at a Vietnamese place and make these though. I'd be so slow. Because like they usually make them to order, right? And it comes out in no time. I'm trying to keep this one tighter. Having it stick to the board kind of helps. Keep it more tight. You say coriander, you sound like a European. But yeah, cilantro with this mix, actually, yeah, that would be really good. That's what I would choose. Some cilantro in there. Yeah, Kiwi, I reminded you. Perfect. That's what we do here. We're here to inspire and spread the deliciousness. Thai food is like some of the most flavorful food, I think, out there, Greek. Although, like, every other cuisine and culture other than what we have in North America is like so interesting, right? You just know it as soap, Kiwi. It's not coriander or cilantro. That'd be so funny if it was actually marketed as soap. Soaplancho is sometimes how I call it. Because my dad is that human that can't eat it without tasting soap. Although sometimes he like goes out of his way though. Like he'll eat pico de gallo and some Thai foods. Because he just loves the food so much, right? Just put it past the soap flavor to have all the other flavors. Okay, this is gonna be the last one for the stream. Because I think 4 is gonna look really good on the plate together too. And that's about, yeah, the maximum that I think I'll be eating of those today. I think I might luck out. Go get a walk in after stream still. It's not snowing yet. Because yeah, a lot of people when it snows here, they don't shovel their sidewalks and like it's so hard to walk outside. It's so slippy. Trying to tuck that cucumber in. There we go. Yeah, the flavor profiles for Thai food we mentioned earlier in stream, if you were wondering. There's 5 things: salty, sweet, sour, bitter, and umami. And sometimes they switch out the umami with spice. Just be warned. The spiciest curry I've ever had in Thailand. I don't think I'll forget that for my whole life. Okay, last one. Let's do this. But yeah, mostly every dish in Thailand, when you're served, there's always like a little pile of fresh veggies on this side. I will say that. And Kiwi, you can probably agree with that. It's like there's always a little pile. I think I remember it was like cucumber, tomato, and maybe carrot. And they like present it really fancy. They'll make it in different shapes and stuff. Oh yeah, that red curry I had. I think this was like the first week I was in Thailand. Kiwi, I was at Koh Tao, the island, which is like one of the most popular ones. But yeah, we all went out to get some lunch and I got a red curry. Like obviously I went to culinary school before this, so I knew it was gonna be spicy. I didn't know it was gonna be that spicy though. I was seriously like bedridden for 2 days after. It was so spicy, it just destroyed me. Like so spicy to the point is when you're eating it, you can feel the gurgles in your stomach. And like as I was eating, I was like, this is so dang good, but I'm so gonna be in trouble later. Yeah, it took like maybe 2 hours. She gown. You want to cleanse? Have a spicy curry. Let's just put it simply. That is one thing I noticed. Greek, yeah, Korean food is like so sugary. They really play around with sweetness. Oh, that too. If they serve it with a side of mint, it's gonna be really spicy. I'm just gonna pop the shrimp in the fridge so they stay fresh. Or sorry, I didn't mean to say Greek. I meant to say bonk. You guys will understand. Like I always say, the same way that you guys sometimes can't type. Well, streamers can't always talk perfectly either. Okay, that's it. This sauce still looks really light. I don't know if it's just the lighting in here. Let me see if I turn them down a bit. It looks different. But we made it though. Sundays we try to keep our streams 3 hours or less. We are at 2 hours and 20 minutes. I just turned up the light for the photo. Oh, we're sampling on stream. That's always what happens here. I can't be that person that makes all of this and then is like, okay, bye, see you next week. It's all really good, I promise. No, I'll always take the photo first for social media and then we'll always taste it together because that's really important, right? Is to taste what you created. And like I will say, there's been times on stream where I taste the food I make and like I'm not happy with it. And I'll straight up say what's wrong with it and how we should fix it. I'm gonna like tuck these in a little bit so they're not as close to the edge. What a like simple, healthy looking plate though. I love how yummy the shrimps look. Like they look so good now in the rice paper. And the honesty is what kept you around, Bonk? Yes. Right? We're not trying to fake anything here. What's the point of that? You're just selling your own self short. I've never got why people like lie about their food being great if it's not. But yeah, most of the time we nail it, right, Greek? Most of the time. I would say what? Like 98%? I think we all kind of have that 2% where we can F up. That's a pretty small percentage, let's be honest. Yeah, lying. Oh, it's so good while your eye is like twitching and you know inside that it's not. Don't do that to yourself. It messes up like your own internal trust, right? Okay, we're going in. Did you see how like proper that dip was in the sauce? Look at the coating. You're talking about how good the consistency should be. We sprung a hole. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. I really took a big bite because I put lots of peanut sauce on. It's holding together. It was easy to eat. Not everything just like fell out of the roll. Yeah, these on a hot day, so delicious when you don't feel like cooking anything. I made these straight up today because I was craving peanut sauce. Sam's been eating like a shit ton of peanut butter on toast when I was home, and like I can't eat the bread, right? I was like, I really want peanut butter, so this is what I came up with. We spring rolled a leak, Captain. There's a leak in the boat. Just got like a little green onion bite, and that is so good in there. I'm glad I put those. It's such simple flavors though, I really have to say. Like, it is important to have good quality veggies when you're making this because they are fresh. Don't be using like really old vegetables from your fridge, because then you won't have that crunch like Bonk is talking about. So that's what I was talking about. Like, sometimes you go to dip it, and then the stuff starts to fall into the sauce. So often I'll just like have a spoon and spoon it over. It's just like, it just gets really messy. Yeah, spoon means more sauce. They're just a vessel for the peanut sauce, let's be honest. You just had peanut butter on toast, see? Where was our spoon that we held on to? It's somewhere around here. I don't know where I put it. But yeah, this, exactly what I wanted today. And so there's a couple extra veggies cut up. And I have a couple extra shrimps already cooked. So tomorrow, that's also lunch. Like, I'll probably only eat 3 of these today. We'll see. It might be a lunch and also a dinner. Sometimes I'm lazy like that on stream. Like, if I make a lot of food, right, it's like, I'm just gonna heat up more of this because it was good. Yeah, there's more peanut sauce too in the fridge. We actually made a lot of this. But it can go good with other things too, right? If there's extra. Thank you, Von Buki. That would be yummy. Octopus or squid, so that would be a little bit more chewy, depending on how you prepared it, but also good options. And then other proteins that we said that we've seen around: chicken, pork, or beef. Pretty typical ones. For vegetarian options, Bonk mentioned tofu today. I said tempeh could also be yummy in there. Or even just use vegetables and keep them all vegetarian and then have your protein on the side, right? You have a house gecko? Seems like your new home has reptiles all over. No snakes though? Oh, phew. Even fried tofu skins could be good. I don't know if I've ever had that. That sounds interesting. Okay, I'm gonna look for someone for us to go raid really quick, so don't leave yet. I like dropping off the crew somewhere. Wait, Chaotic Good Mage is still making hottest Fire Nation foods from Avatar? Excuse me, that's a belch of approval for the chef, thank you. He's making electric boogaloo? Why does that sound fun, and do we need to find out? Maybe. Splurge, thank you for the follow. Yay! Bye, Trekker. Hope you guys have a good week coming up. We'll be back on Friday. 11 a.m. Pacific, as always. Spell that right. Happy, thank you for the 200 bitlies today, my friend. I appreciate you. Right, ending the stream off. All right, friends. Good weekend of cooking, I would say. Lots of yummy things we made. If you don't know what we made, pop into our Discord channel. Our weekly schedule is posted there, as well as all the recipes, so that you can cook this stuff for yourself coming up this week. I just gave you dinner ideas. You're welcome. We don't know what the cut of venison was, but if we were speculating, we're assuming it was like an inside or outside round cut. Just going by the texture of it, Bob. Please. Please. Stop it. Bob will not be around on stream next week, just so we're aware. He's taking a week off. Courtesy of Kate. No, I'm joking. Okay, guys, thank you so much for the awesome weekend and being hilarious as always. And bugging me just as much as I bug you guys. Love y'all. Stay safe. And hopefully we inspired you to make some delicious food for yourself and someone else. Because sharing is caring. Okay, let's go see what someone else is making today too. I'm gonna hit that button. Bye! Good condom rolls, yep.